Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a great, awesome day. It's pretty nice here today. It is 18 degrees Celsius, and I'm not going to attempt to give an exact number for 18 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit, but I'm saying it's roughly close to the lower 70s. We love it here. I'm sorry about you guys down south with the heat waves. My kids who live in New Mexico, yeah, they're dealing with it too. So, and then I'm going down to New Mexico next month, and I hope it's not that hot. I want it to be in like the 70s and 80s. Anyway, so welcome. Welcome to the afternoon travel show. It's usually me and my co-host Rob from Cruising on the High Seas, but Rob had some prior engagements today, and so I thought, you know what, hey, I can still do it on my own. It's okay. He'll be back next week if he can, so we can't wait to see him. Yeah, so I'm your host, Larry, and I'm from Plump Travelers. It's another YouTube channel. I'm using my other channel for content like travel stuff and all that kind of stuff, whereas this channel here is for our live feeds alone, because it was confusing the YouTube algorithm, and it was thinking that my channel, Plump Travelers, was an entertainment channel, because I would have talk shows in with travel content, and that just confuses the algorithm. So I thought, okay, I'll split it up and create another channel called Afternoon Travel Talk with Larry and Rob. And so and eventually I got some things going on. I was actually going to try out some of our new features that I'm going to try, but I was having some technical difficulties. My daughter Taylor, we were trying for like an hour to try to get things to work, but for some reason it was just not working. So, but that's okay. It'll come over time. So just let everybody know, I do have some plans for the future for this live feed channel. So my channel is it's all about inspiring others, including those with disabilities, to get out and travel the world. There are many people out there that are afraid to travel, and they think they can't travel because they have some form of disability. There is people, obviously, that really can't get out and travel the world. There is that, but it's mainly for me, like, so myself, my wife and I, we both suffer through chronic pain. That's an invisible disability. Yes, we can still go out, but we're just not normal travelers. So, but it doesn't mean we can't travel. So my channel is all about inspiring others to get out and travel. And so this part here, the live feed part, is, along with my my co-host Rob, who's with Cruising on the High Seas. His channel is all about cruising. My channel is all about traveling, but it's also cruising as well. Like I have a cruise coming up in October. We also just booked another cruise in 2024 that I'm going to talk about today, and stuff like that. So yes, we're all about travel. So yeah, I'm going off a script kind of today. No, I'm not following it word for word. I just want to say thank you for tuning in. It's good to see you all. In today's episode, we'll be talking about what's happening currently in the travel world, specifically cruising. We'll also be talking about our cruise to Alaska, where we'll be discussing the ports and excursions. But first, I want to say, if you are new here and haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, would you please consider doing so? While you're at it, consider giving us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the show, and clicking the bell notifications so you'll be notified when we go live again. We go live here on YouTube every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific. Lastly, we all love comments, including us. So if you'd like to comment on anything you see on this show here, or any of the past shows, please leave a comment. I know there's a lot of people, they including myself. I I have an issue when I type a comment and it doesn't get acknowledged. But here's the thing. I understand people get busy. If you got thousands and thousands and thousands of comments, right? It's almost next to impossible to, comment on all of them. But here's my thing. There is other things out there where they'll ask a question and then don't respond. I have an issue with that. I personally have an issue with that. But, it's okay, right? I'm not putting down any channels or anything. It just, if I ask a question, I will make sure I will respond to it. And like I'm saying to you, if you have any comments about this show here or any other show, I will do my best to make sure I'll respond to your questions or concerns or whatever, or I will respond to at least some, right? I'll make that effort to comment, right? Excuse me one sec, I just need a drink. So let's see if there's anybody in here. Let's see what we got going on today. I was just saying welcome to everyone. We had Rob. Rob was stopping in. So Rob is in Ontario, and he went to a theme park with his family, and so I'm jealous. I wanted to go, but that's okay. He can have fun. He deserves to have fun. He's working a lot of hours. So yeah, he's away for the show. He'll be back next week. I'm so sad that he's not here. But we do have Deb. Deb, right? How's it going, Deb? Deb's going on our cruise in October, actually. It's a group cruise. Actually, here, I'm going to play a video. Let me bring up this video here. Just let everybody know what we're talking about. So I'm going on my next vacation. Well, actually, my next vacation is going to see my children in August 29th till September 3rd. My kids and grandkids, they live in New Mexico, so I haven't seen them since 2018. So I'm very excited to go see them. I was just talking to my youngest daughter. I miss hanging out with them. They were born in Canada, but they've been living in America since 2006. But yeah, just give me a sec here. I want to bring up the video here. On my desktop here. Where is it? Group Cruise. There we go. And I'll talk a little bit more about this after the video. There we go. How many days is that? I'm going to check on my phone. I actually have a countdown here. I want to see the exact number that it is. It is, go to my final countdown app. It is, there we go. It is 92 days, 17 hours, 47 minutes, 27 seconds, or 0.3 years, 3.0 months, 13.2 weeks, 92.7 days, 66.0 weekdays, 2,225 hours, 133,547 minutes. And those other numbers, I'm going to be sitting here for hours naming out the numbers. So I'm sure you can figure it out from there. So that is our countdown coming up. And Deb, you're in there too. So yeah, you're already set to go on this thing here. I'm going to go right back in here, but I want to make sure I'm doing this. I don't have that problem. I'm a chatty Cathy. I can chat too. I'm known to talk a lot. So it's okay. But it is tough when you're only by yourself and you get one viewing right now. But that's okay. I'll push through. It's good that you're here, Deb. Thank you. But that's okay. This is not just for the live feed. It's for others that will check it out in the future, right? So you're asking where Rob is. Rob is in just outside of Toronto. So yeah, and you're in Ontario too, right, Deb? Can't wait. It's already started packing. You already started packing? Holy crap! Ironically, I still haven't unpacked some of my stuff from my cruise in March. So Deb, I know you're a veteran cruiser. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But yes, wow, you're already started packing. Have you downloaded the Carnival? Oh yes, I downloaded the Carnival Hub app. Gosh, and well, I started my channel October of 2019, and I downloaded it way back then, and it was like I've been on there every day. It's like it's like playing video games on your phone. It's like I was in there all the time because back then I even had cruises booked, but that's when the COVID hit, and we had a few cruises canceled. And actually, on my shipmates, which I'm going to promote here in a second here, I leave up even the canceled cruises that was there, because those are itineraries that I want to remember that I was going to go on. Then in the future, when I go to book again, so I'll remember which ones it was and stuff like that. Deb saying something. I'm down by Niagara Falls, where everybody goes. If you hear of Americans coming up to visiting Canada, they like that Niagara Falls. And amazingly, I think I told you, Deborah, that I'm from St. John, New Brunswick on the east coast of Canada. And I've even lived in Ontario, Oshawa, which is east of Toronto. I lived there for a while and been across Canada numerous times, but I've never made it down to Niagara Falls. And pretty much all of my family, and I'm the baby of 8 brothers and sisters, they've all been down to Niagara Falls except for me. And so I'm trying to make an attempt to get back east, maybe go visit Rob in Ontario and stuff, and visit my brother, because my brother lives in Toronto, and I want to go see Niagara Falls. It's like a bucket list for everybody. So eventually I'll make it down there. And so now we got the ultra low cost carriers. I'll get down there. Left all my former clothes and floor. See that thing for me. Here's the thing. I don't like wearing tuxedos or suits or anything, but I will, dress pants and shoes and a button shirt, long sleeve shirt. I don't like wearing ties. So on this cruise, it was my first cruise. I was running around like crazy for weeks trying to find formal wear. Well, that was me being a pre-cruise overthinker. When I got on the cruise, and I went to the steakhouse first, actually, even before formal nights or any of that stuff, I dressed up. And then when it came time for formal night, which was the second night, you see how everybody's dressed, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. So I didn't really have to worry too much like I did running around. So just whatever I had was totally fine, right? And actually, to some people, that was overdressed to what I had, right? So yeah, formal clothes, but for ladies, it's a little different. I understand that part. I just want to go back here for a second here. Oh, I got to drop that comment first. Back here. So as you can see down bottom there, actually, let's get rid of my get rid of the names right now. I don't need to show display names right now. As you can see down bottom, and we're talking about the group cruise. Where is it? There was another banner I want to share. Where is it? So this one here. Yeah, it's the group cruise. October 15th to the 23rd on Carnival Horizons, an 8-day Southern Caribbean cruise out of Miami going to Aruba, Bonaire, La Romano, Dominican, and Amber Cove, Dominican, and returning to Miami. Never been to any of those places. I've really actually only been to Mexico and the USA. That's really all, in Canada. That's all I've ever done. And I apologize about my zoom or my focus on my camera. I changed it, but it'll fix itself here. But so yeah, I can't wait for this cruise coming up. It'll be my second cruise. It's on, like I said, it's on Carnival Horizon, which is a sister ship to the Carnival Panorama, which was my first cruise in March. So they're sister, pretty much identical. There's just a few things different. So I shouldn't have no problem finding my way around that ship. And it's a ship, not a boat. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I saw a meme today, and the cruisers are really nice people until someone says it's a boat. Anyway, I'm just having fun there. So anyway, so if any of you guys are interested, like, who's here now, I think it's just you, Deb, right now, but that's okay. In the future, if you're interested in going on a group cruise, it comes actually, it doesn't say here, it actually comes, I think, I'm not sure if she's any has any more rooms that comes with the onboard credit. If there are, it came with $100 onboard credit. It might be the rooms that she had for those might be done. I'm not 100% sure. You can contact Cindy Spiker down below there with her contact details, and she'll certainly let you know if there's anything available. But I'm pretty sure there still might be some rooms left. Right now we're sitting at, I think, 22 cabins. Very exciting. So a nice sized group. Going to be lots of fun. I'm not privy to any of the activities. I've been asking and asking and asking, including my friends. They've asked and asked and asked many times, and the organizers, they just keep telling me, nope, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. But that's okay. Surprise! No, that's okay. Speaking of activities, there will be a pre-cruise meetup at the Hilton Garden Inn Miami Airport West Hotel. I'm not 100% sure if there's any rooms available to stay there, but anybody is certainly invited to come to the meetup. Like I said, it's October 14th to the 15th. It'll be, I think it's either in the pool or in a party room or something. I think we're going to do it by the pool. I haven't got all that details. I was just responsible of finding a hotel and stuff. But so as I said, I'm not privy to the activities, but I heard that it's going to be lots of fun, and I heard there's going to be quite a few people, including myself. I'm going to be there, and Deborah, you're going to be there, I think, aren't you? So yeah, if you're interested there, yeah, just show up at the Miami Airport West on October 14th. I don't have the full timing yet on when everything starts. That will come out in a near future, coming up soon, because it's getting down to the wire. Something else I wanted to mention about the cruise. I think July 17th is the final payment due. Is July 17th, which is in 3 days. So, yeah, get your payments in soon, everyone, if you haven't already. Anything else about that cruise? Actually, no, that should be it. So yeah, if you're interested, contact Cindy with the number below or email her and she will hook you up. Let's go back to the comments again. Let's see what, uh-oh, why did my comments go? There we go. Let's see. Oh, she lived there years ago. Okay. Keep in mind that I cruise with my mom, so it just says having to lug them back and forth. Totally understand. I actually, I hate paying those baggage fees when you fly, and sadly, where I live here in Powell River, I have to take a small plane. It's a small plane. I have a video on my Plump Travelers channel, and it shows there's 20. It seats 21 people. It's a pretty small plane. And so you don't get the privilege of the big aircraft and all that. So your luggage is pretty allowable. You're pretty small, and you don't get no free baggage unless you're paying the premium price. And I never pay premium price just to get free luggage. And so that was, well, it's not much. It's $30 each way. So there's an extra $60 on that one. And then then I have to transfer over from the smaller plane, South Terminal in Vancouver. Then I got to transfer over to the main terminal, and then I got to fly out from wherever that is. So there's an extra $60 if you don't get free baggage on that flight. So it can get pretty expensive on clothing. So I understand. Yeah, you live up here in Canada and you cruise quite a bit. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper to leave them down there. Smart move, Deb. I haven't been to any of those ports for a long time. So I hope it brings back the fun that you remembered when you went there before. Oh yeah, paid in full. Woohoo! Yes. Oh, look who it is. Meg's Fun Time. You know what, Meg? I apologize. Here's my thing. I don't frequent many lives. There's a story to that and everything, but right now I don't follow everybody's life, so it's hard to keep up with what everybody's doing fully. And as you notice, I do follow things and I do see posts and stuff like that. But now I just noticed this the other day. Now it says Meg's Fun Time. So now I know what you are. But I did finally get to hear your voice and hear your accent. I fly Southwest out of Buffalo, and I get to. Oh, there you go. Yeah. See, it's not that convenient for me to do Southwest and all that kind of stuff. Like I've traveled in America, but I flew out of Seattle back before pre-COVID, and so prices were totally different. It was much cheaper to fly out of Seattle than it was to fly to Vancouver. Well, now it's totally different. It's cheaper for me to fly out of Vancouver than it is to fly to Seattle. We also have an airport which is just across the border called Bellingham, Washington. They have Allegiant Air flying out of there and a few other, I think Spirit's there, JetBlue's out of there, the low-cost carriers. They do have those, but again, it's still cheaper for me. Like after you figure in all these different costs and crossing the border and all that kind of stuff, it's just simpler to fly out of Vancouver. So like in August, my flight leaves at 8 a.m. So now I got to stay in Vancouver. But here's the thing: I'm Ananda, my wife, is actually going to visit my mother-in-law. So my mother-in-law is going to meet us in Vancouver the day before I fly out. So I'm taking the van into Vancouver. I'm not flying this time, so we're driving in. So to save on hotels, I'm going to sleep in our van because that's what we got the van for, is so we can do some weekend getaways in our van. We get the mattresses and stuff like that. So that's the plan there. So, and then I'm just going to leave the van there because I have the ability to park in a neighborhood that's very safe and everything is secure. And so yeah, I'll be leaving the van there, and then I'll take an Uber to the airport and then fly out at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then same thing coming back. And then my mother-in-law, my wife, will meet me after I come back on the 3rd, and I'll just drive Ananda home. Because I don't know if all of you guys know this, but where I live in Powell River, it is a 3-hour well, it's actually a 30-minute flight north of Vancouver. But if you don't fly, the only way you can drive is you have to take two ferries. The first ferry is a 40-minute ferry ride. Then there's an hour and a half drive, and then there's a 55-minute ferry, and then another half an hour drive after that for me to get to my home. And so it's very long. I actually prefer to fly that 30-minute flight to get into Vancouver, but that's our only two options. Or I can pay for two ferries to go across over to Vancouver Island and then down to Nanaimo and then cross. Or I could fly to Victoria. But again, it's still cheaper to fly to Vancouver because it's an international airport and bigger, so it saves that way. So we don't get no free cases, Deb. Meg. All right. Did I throw Rob overboard? No. Rob threw me overboard, Meg. Sorry about that. Rob threw me overboard. He decided that he was going to go to a theme park with his nephew and go have some fun and leave me to have some fun on here all by myself. No, totally. Rob has a yearly pass to a theme park, and his nephew wanted to go. And obviously, I'm going to say, and again, he's my co-host. It doesn't necessarily mean he's tied to the show. He doesn't have to be here and everything. I actually love hanging out with him. We've become pretty close here through YouTube and stuff, and as you noticed, we have. I'm going to bring it up here. We have decided. Oh, let me move that comment there. We have decided to go on another cruise. So it'll be me, Rob, and his friend. We booked a 7-day cruise to Alaska out of Seattle. It's going to Juneau, Alaska, Skagway, Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, and Victoria. And the ironic thing about that, I don't know if you two, because it's just you and Mag here, Deb. I don't know if you guys have been on the Bliss. Wrong one. I'm going to go back to my brand here. I don't know if you've been on the Bliss, but I'm the third person in the cabin. Oops, sorry. Gotta focus. Take off my glasses. Focus. Gotta love these cameras. I'm the third person in a cabin, so I get the sofa, which is fine. I'm okay. But I'm 6'2", 300 something pounds. But I want to see a sofa bed made up, just to get an idea what it looks like. I can see the sofas, what they look like, but to find an actual video, not a photo, an actual video of a bed made up of somebody, laying down in it, to give me a rough idea of what it would be like, because I actually have a bad back. I fractured 3 vertebrae in my lower back in the 80s, and I have bad arthritis in it, and so I have a hard time sleeping. But cruise ship beds seem to be, very comfortable, because I was on Carnival Panorama, and that bed, I slept like a king. And I don't know if it was because of the very first night. Well, actually, no, it was the whole cruise. But the very first night, it was pretty rough seas, and I had an inside cabin. It was rocking back and forth. I have a video of it rocking, and I slept like a king. So on this cruise coming up in 2024, because I've only been on Carnival Panorama, I don't know what other things are like. I'm going to be sleeping on a sofa, which it looks like I'll be okay, and I'm totally fine. Things, I'm sure if I'm not, it can be fixed and stuff like that. So if you've been on there, can you let me know if they're big enough for an adult? I know they're okay for kids, obviously, or the bunks that come down. And there's no way you're getting me on a bunk bed. And truthfully, I actually asked if I can go on this cruise with them, so it is their cruise. I wouldn't want to say, you know what, can I have the bed and you guys have the sofa? I wouldn't do that, right? You know what I mean? And so, but I am totally excited. Alaska was a bucket list for me, but not as much as tropical places. And the reason why I say that, I live 424 miles south of Alaska. So we pretty much live in the same climate. It's, we get the rain and the cold air and snow and all that kind of stuff. Actually, out behind my house here, we live at the edge of our town, and I'm going to say roughly about 10 miles away are like, big, huge, snowy capped mountains and stuff like that. You can't see them from here, but um, if you go up in the air, you would see it. I'm actually looking to get a drone, and so I can do some aerial footage of what it looks like around me. Like right now, where I live in a mobile park, and it's at the edge of town, and it's in a small little gully, and I don't get to see what's here, but once you get out of here and you go for drives and stuff, you can see the Vancouver Island, the snowy capped mountains, and actually any cruise that's out of Vancouver that goes on the Inside Passage, that's what I see going up to and from Alaska. But it's the ones that are going out of Seattle, which this cruise that I'm doing, that's going out of Seattle. So we're going to be on the far side of Vancouver Island. So my wife won't see me, sailing by. But if it was out of Vancouver, yeah, I would sail right by my home, and I want to take some photos, but it is what it is. I'm okay. I love Seattle, by the way. So, let's go back to the chat here just to make sure. What do we see here? Let's see. He heard you wanted to swim with sharks. Meg, I really do want to swim with the sharks. And thanks to Amy from Amethyst Haze, she shared her video of her going to Bimini, and I haven't seen anybody else. It doesn't seem, for some reason, swimming with sharks doesn't seem to be popular with people. I really don't get it. It's no different than a doggy, right? Like a pit bull, right? Come on, cute little pit bull, little puppy, Don't you want to just go over and just, a little sharky? Don't worry, I'm not detached from reality. I know what sharks are all about, and it's not like I want to go swim with a great white shark and say, "Hey, little sharky, fingers gone" and stuff like that. But it is a dream. It will be a dream come true for me to swim with sharks. So really, I'm actually trying to figure out a way for me to get to Bimini, because that's where I saw that you can snorkel and swim with the sharks, not necessarily down. It would be a dream to swim, like the scuba dive down and feed them and stuff. But for some reason, after doing research and stuff, some of my medical conditions I have, I might not be able to qualify to get scuba certified. So there went a dream a little bit. But I did find out that you can snorkel. I'm allowed to snorkel. Nobody can stop me from snorkeling with the sharks in Bimini, and I think they were pretty much reef sharks, and that's my favorite shark, is a reef shark. Of course, I love all sharks, but yeah, I can't wait. Have any of you guys been to Bimini? Must have gone to Canada. Yes, he went to Canada's Wonderland, and believe it or not, Deb, you might be a youngin'. The one and only time I've ever been to a theme park was Canada's Wonderland, and it was in 1986. It was a Saturday. It was stinking hot, and packed with people, and hour-long waits to get onto these rides. I didn't enjoy it, and I'm in my 50s now, and those kind of ride things don't appeal to me now. I will go to a theme park. Like I do like walking around, seeing all the sights and the sounds and the smells. I grew up going to our local. I'm trying to think of what it would be the equivalent down in America. The county fairs. Like in St. John, where I'm from, they used to have it was called the ANE, an Atlantic National Exhibition, which in Toronto, Deb, you would know this is the CNE, Canadian National Exhibition. So it's pretty much like that in St. John, but in a smaller version. But I used to go there every year, and that was my birthday present every year, because in Canada, kids don't go back to school until September. My birthday is August 31st, so to end out the summer and a birthday present, they would buy me a day pass to the A&E, and I would joyride. So I did love it, but I can't do any of that stuff now. I would probably die of a heart attack from the fear of going on there. And ironically, somebody was just sharing a meme of the gravitron. It looked like a spaceship that turns around and you float up the wall and stuff on wheels. That was my favorite. I don't know if I could actually deal with that anymore. And for those, actually, Meg, because you're in Atlanta, Canada's Wonderland is just north of Toronto, Canada. It's a huge. It's got many roller coasters. Got a mountain. People that dive off it. I think that's what still happens there. I haven't been there since 1986, but it's a really cool place. But yeah, I would love to go that. But then there's everybody's been sharing the Disneyland and Disney World stuff. Those I don't know, theme parks, like not necessarily roller coasters, but the theme parks of like Star Wars and all that. I can deal with that, as long as it's not hurting my stomach. But I just don't like these long lineups. And yes, you can get these fast passes, and I just, for the amount of interest that I have in theme parks, I just can't justify me paying, the amount of money that they want for it. It's because I would never get on roller coasters or stuff. Yeah, I would enjoy the food or some of the things. Actually, there was the Star Wars thing where you get to build a robot. That interests me, or going on one of the rides that had a spaceship where you can be the captain of the ship or the gunner or whatever. That interests me. But again, that's pretty. I would rather go on a cruise, a 7-day cruise, and then to go on to something like that. It's just I like relaxation, tropical for my money, whereas everybody enjoys what they enjoy, right? And I'm not knocking it. It's just my own personal thing. What's this saying here? I have only cruised Carnival. Ah, okay. I actually have a very close liking to Carnival. I don't want to say I'm like, well, I'm loyal to Royal and all that. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But I really do have a great respect for Carnival, and one of the reasons is because I'm also a travel agent, and it's not because they gave me offers and stuff like that, great offers and stuff. It's just I get a lot of stuff sent to me from cruise lines and travel places and stuff like that. And Carnival is outdoing everybody else that's sending me stuff. Like I'm talking about for training, activities. Like I'm not just talking about the perks that you get as travel agents. It's it's like I'm constantly getting emails on hey, you should check out this, you should check out this training, you do this or you do that. And actually I just got my box an actual box of 2022 catalog of cruises for Carnival that I can give out to families and stuff like that, and I'm pretty proud of it. I got some swag in a sense. So yeah, I kind of really like Carnival, and also I'm a budget traveler. I'm not into this, $17,000 for a 2-week vacation. That's not my cup of tea. uh, uh, I like the affordable cruising, and Carnival for me seems to be fitting the bill. MSC looks like it's pretty close to it, but you know, Carnival, I do have a good loving for Carnival, I guess. Um, I will always go back to Carnival. Like I said, this cruise coming up in 2024 is on Norwegian. And as a travel agent, it will benefit me from trying out other cruise lines. And I want to do that. Eventually, I want to, try out all the cruise lines and stuff like that. And it'll happen. But I still love Carnival. But I'll sell anything, whatever they want me to sell, right? Yeah, only Carnival for me as well. There we go. Look at this. Actually, do you mind? Do you mind if I ask what makes you like Carnival? Is it because it's the fun ship, or is it because of the price, or like what makes you like Carnival over the others? Deborah, I have a back-to-back booked on the Mardi Gras the end of January 2023. Is that the Vloggers cruise? No, the Vloggers cruise not on the Mardi Gras, I don't think. No, I don't remember the Vloggers cruise being on that. Never been to Bimini. It's about 4 times bigger now, and they have a water park across the road. Oh, so actually, Deborah, I was talking to Rob about this. When I was there in 1986, and I'm wondering if you knew, or if you can remember, if they had a not an aquarium, but I'm pretty sure they had like a water show. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. For some reason, in my memory, I didn't get to go to it, but it was like way down in the back where they have concerts or something. Something like that is coming up in my memory. I might be wrong. And Rob says, well, he's still wet behind the ears, he's still a youngin'. He doesn't know anything about it, right? And because he thought I was talking about everyone loves Marineland. No, not talking about Marineland, because I know about that. It's at Canada's Wonderland, and I'm pretty sure, well, not 100% sure, that they had kind of like an aquarium, or like an amphibious show, fish show. I don't know what you'd say, a whale show. I don't know. But yeah, 4 times bigger now. Wow. Actually, my number one thing that I liked seeing was the mountain. The people, or the divers diving off the mountain. That was my favorite thing, my memory of that park. Obviously the rides were pretty scary, because that was actually the only time I was ever on a roller coaster. It was in 1986. So, and it was pretty scary. I was there back in the 80s also, and then just before COVID, and it is so big now. Yeah, I imagine so much more bigger with the people too. That's the part I didn't like. There was just too many people in the lineups, and you're standing in pretty much, well, in Celsius terms, 30-degree weather. It's just not fun standing in the heat. It'd be fine if all of them had the coverage from the sun and stuff, but you're just baking hot, and so you're just like, oh, let's go to that. I don't know if they still have it though. The one where the log goes around the thing, and then you go down the big hill and you splash into the water. It's like you always want to go on that just to cool off and stuff. Yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't see this. Sal Patera is to make a video of the park. No way! Are you talking about Canada's Wonderland? I'm confused, because I thought Sal and Debbie are American. So they're coming up to Canada to do a video on that park. Yeah. Okay, so speaking to this is pretty much me with Carnival. And I did want to mention one thing about the crew. I was blown away with how they treated you. And it was like, here I am. It's my first cruise. Well, I'll tell you right off, like my room steward, Pablo, he was from the Philippines. He was like a friend to me. Like, this guy's just meeting me, right? Yes, I was in the service industry for 20 years. I worked restaurants. I served tables and all that kind of stuff. I understand tipping, all those kinds of things, but I understand customer service. And really, on these ships, not all. I'm going to say there's some that that doesn't have that talent that I'm talking about, meaning going extra above and beyond. They do go above and beyond, pretty much all of them. But I was blown away with my room steward. He, like, we have exchanged, like, on Facebook and everything. It's like, and then so I actually have my own personal thing with tips, where I don't want to get into the political part of tips, but I have my own thing. And so when you find out, watching all this, okay, before you're going to cruise, there's all those questions everybody asks, and one of them was about tips. And so I went through all the the Facebook posts and stuff, and you got the idea, people giving that what they gave. Well, I was so impressed with my room steward. I gave him $100 besides what you pay in the pre-cruise and stuff like that. Like, and from what I understand, I'm not bragging. This isn't about bragging. Please don't think that I'm bragging. This is about that this guy deserved it. Like if I had, uh, actually, sadly, what I did was I had American currency and I had Mexican pesos because my cruise was to Mexico, and I actually was supposed to. I had what do you call it? $1 American $1 bills that I was going to give to him daily. Well, after a couple of days, I forgot that I wasn't giving it to him. And it's like, oh, so I ended up telling him. I said, you know what, Pablo, at the end, I'll give you, I'm going to give you an envelope with some cash in it, and I know how much was in there, and so at the end, I gave it to him. And I appreciate it and all that kind of stuff. But I get home. Well, actually, I was on my plane coming back, and I was going through my man purse, and I looked, and there was the envelope, and there was $31 American bills. So I didn't give him all that was in there, which really, like, if I would have known that, I would have gone right back and given it to him because he was that amazing. And that wasn't just him. Like, pretty much, I'm going to say 95% of the other staff were all that way. Good morning, Larry. Who's that? And you look around, it's the girl that you saw yesterday that's cleaning the balcony or something. It's like I just, me, customer service, because I worked in the industry for 20 years. It's very important, all that kind of stuff. If somebody remembers me, like, that takes a lot of effort for somebody to do that, right? And I'm so thankful and grateful that it happened on carnivals and stuff, which I read and saw everybody's talking about it. Yeah, you gotta give this and blah blah. Totally, I'm on top of that. Now, I don't know how it is on other cruise lines. I'm sure they would be just as nice and everything, but this is my this is how I feel about Carnival. It just blew me away. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on here. I like Carnival because I really enjoy that there is something for everyone. Yes, every single person. Now, for me, I'm not an excursion guy. I'm not cheap or anything. It's just well, for one, I'm 6'2", 336 pounds is what I actually weighed the day before my cruise. And no, I didn't get checked for that, just so I know for the cruise. It was a medical thing that I had done before the day before the cruise. And so I can't do a lot of the excursions. Both Anand and I, my wife, we both are on disability. We both deal with chronic pain. So we're not agile like most normal people, right? So a lot of those excursions, you need to be, movement, and yes, there's some easy stuff. That's not what I'm saying. So I actually enjoy just relaxing on the cruise. So on my cruise in March, we had 3 ports. We had Cabo San Lucas, we had Mazatlan, and we had Puerto Vallarta. And all I did for all 3 was just get off and explore. Like in Cabo San Lucas, I spent 2 or 3 hours in Cabo. I bought a couple things. I bought some. Actually, I bought 2 hats. No, I bought 1 hat because I was looking for sunscreen. Because I had bought a brand new can of sunscreen. I like the spray sunscreen. And when I got to the airport, they wouldn't allow me to put it through. And so it was confiscated. So I didn't have no sunscreen. So here I am in a very hot place, and I needed sunscreen. So that's what I spent, a long time trying to find some, and again, I'm not cheap. And it wasn't looking that I was looking for the best bargain or anything, but I didn't want to spend, tourist prices on things. So I was trying to find, a good deal, right? And I couldn't find, it was all, $20 or whatever. It's like, I'm not paying that just for sunscreen. So I ended up getting a hat, and I had something to eat, I think it was, or a drink or something. And then I went back to the ship, right? You know what I mean? And then Mazatlan, I took a cab down into what they call the gold zone. I got to walk around there, went into the church, got some there, cooled off in there. And then I found this nice little cafe and had the best Mexican meal and what is it, cappuccino? Not cappuccino. It was cafe mocha, chocolate milk and coffee and stuff with whipped cream. It was like the best I ever had in my life. And then Puerto Vallarta, I actually just hung out in a mall across the street from the cruise port. Actually, I was looking for other things in there, but I couldn't find what I was looking for. So again, it was just basically hanging out. And also, I don't want to be in a rush for things. And to me, because like I've done some excursions in Mexico, because Ananda and I, we got married in Mexico on the Mayan Riviera, and we did a couple excursions there, and it just, you felt too rushed. Well, for one, we were getting married, so, and then the first time we went, it was my niece's wedding, so it's just, you were just felt too rushed, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to go out there and enjoy my excursion, and it comes sundown, it's like, okay, let's go back to the resort kind of feel. That's what I like. But now I do love cruising. Cruising is amazing. Just being out in the middle of nowhere, you get that, sense of relaxation in that sense. So for me, it's like, okay, do I want to wake up? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Do I want to wake up? No, I'll sleep a little longer. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know what? It's just, I felt relaxed and it was so much fun. So me, I'm the type of person that's going to like cruising and the sea days, enjoying what's on the ship and stuff like that. Yeah, just a sec. I'm going to go back and see some more comments here before I get behind. Okay, so yeah, so I could be wrong with that show, the water show. You know, the park's owned by. Oh, okay, now I understand. Now I understand. All right, we leave an extra tip along with a goodie bag every year. Yeah, so Deborah, I can tell you're like one of the cruise veterans and stuff. Yeah. Me, I would rather my own personal. I want to just give them money and allow them to do whatever. But I do see why you guys give that stuff. Of course, they're. I actually watch a lot of what do you call it? Cruise ship workers. Chris Wong vlogs and Lucy from Cruising as Crew, and Jordan Bouth, who's a figure skater on what is it, Royal Caribbean's ships. So I get to see what they go through, and it's not extravagant life. Excuse me. Back in the 80s, when I did my cooking class, I did cooking back in 1989, actually. I actually wanted to go on a cruise ship. And where I'm from on the East Coast, it's not as simple to. Sorry, just a sec. That's my daughter. I got to turn down my thing here just in case. Give me 1 sec. All right, make sure it's not important. Okay, no, she just wants to know how many more days and how many more sleeps before I come visit her, which is August 29th. So what that would be, let me see. So we're looking at 15 days, so 45 days, I think it is. Can't wait. Anyway, so I see what's going on behind the scenes, that it's not an extravagant life. Yes, they're visiting beautiful ports and doing their own excursion stuff. But again, I actually also worked in a resort here in Canada in Jasper National Parks. And I'm basically, I did exactly what they do, but on land. And so the wages aren't high like everybody thinks, but yeah, you do get to enjoy whatever you're in. So where I worked in Jasper National Park, it was in the mountains. It was at a hot springs. So I get to go to the hot springs pool and enjoy the pool, or hiking the mountains. And that was pretty much it, right? So my job, actually, I did it 2 summers in a row. The first time I was a dishwasher and a line cook. The second time I did housekeeping and line cook assistant. And so in the morning, so from 8 till 12 o'clock, I would help make beds and stuff like that, and laundry and stuff like that. And then I would have a 6-hour break, and then I would go from 6 until 11 to doing like dishes or prep cook, or assisting the line cook on the line and stuff. And so, yeah, within that 6 hours, that's when you would enjoy where you are. Or if you were tired that day, because a lot of people get the 2 o'clock wall, as they say. So you don't really necessarily have the 6 hours to go out. And all we did, because the resort where I worked, it was basically 12 miles away from the highway, and then it was another half an hour ride into the town of Jasper, right? So we're in the middle of nowhere. We did have a vehicle that we can come to and from, and going to town like a lot of us did, but I was always the D&D because the other staff, they wanted to go in and have a party, and so I'd have one drink, and while they're all partying it up, and then I'd drive everybody back. And so I can understand all that kind of stuff. And so when you say, Deb, with the goodie bags, I understand how you guys, I just prefer to give the money. It's just much more easier on for me. I spend most of my cruises reading. There you go. See, um, I actually I actually love cruising with my or traveling with my wife. I love it. But I also love solo cruising and solo travel myself also. And on this cruise, because it was my first, it just like you with the book, like I just got to relax and just do nothing, and that's what I wanted to experience. So let's just say we don't do excursions either, as Mom is on a scooter and I travel with my guide dog. So we basically, yes, there we go. So there you go. I might hang out with you, Deb, in one of the ports, because that's all I ever do. I can't walk long distances and stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, Rob's just messaged me. Larry, my ears are ringing, thinking that you're behind in the chat. Are you? Come on, Rob. Get on your roller coasters. So yeah, Deb, I might be able to hang out with you and go do something, have some lunch or something. Because I actually like that. I love experiencing the food of the culture wherever I'm going, and I've never been in the Caribbean, so I really am looking forward to trying Caribbean food. Any of the dishes. I want to go outside of the norm just to try to try their different foods. You need to find the cruise store, which is usually on a back street in the cruise. No way! You know what? Maybe I need to find that out, Deb. Hook us up with that info. I do have a private message, if you don't want everybody to know this secret. Wink, wink. Yeah, I like hearing about those kinds of things. I had two daughters that worked for different. Oh, there you go. Now we're talking. And actually, I was just talking to my youngest yesterday. Her and her fiance, they're looking to move either. Well, they're saying Oregon. I'm trying to talk them into Washington State. But then I also started talking to them about RV life and van life and all that kind of stuff, because I was watching some videos, because I like that kind of lifestyle as well, but just can't do it. So I live vicariously through all the people that live in that world. And so, but my daughter and her fiance, they're very young. They're 21, 22. And so, like I telling him about this. It's like, well, maybe you like this. And so I shared some videos with them about that lifestyle. So now they're checking that out. And then actually, I can say this. One of the videos was um, one of the ways of living full time are in an RV in New Mexico, where they live, is you can pay, well, outside residents, or sorry, residents only pay $180 a year, or non-residents pay, I think, either 220 or 240 a year. That gives you unlimited camping within all the 30 national parks in New Mexico, which means you can move. You can spend 14 days at one park, and then within a 20-day period, it said, and then after your 14 days, the 20 days will be up, and then you go right back to the other one. Like, you can just go back and forth in that way, and there's no regulations on how long, or like how many times you can do that, right? As long as you move, right? And so that's one of the things that I was trying to open up her thoughts, and I was talking about others, how they do it. But then I also talked about one of the dreams that me and Ananda had, and that was being a nomadic and digital nomad, as they're called. You know, living in somewhere like Thailand or the Philippines, and just doing passive work or any kind of work on the internet. This is what was original plan with my YouTube channel. But we're really seeing that we're not physically able to do any of that stuff. So I'm not going to be depressed or anything, but it's sad that we can't make it work. But yeah, so I'm trying to encourage my daughters to do that kind of thing. Although my oldest daughter, they just bought a house, so they just moved into it a couple weeks ago. I worked in student housing and used to be a GM at a bakery. I feel for them. Yes, I really do. And once I saw the YouTube videos of the behind the scenes stuff, then I realized, you know what? Thankfully, I didn't do it on a cruise, because to me, I wouldn't want to work on a cruise. I really wouldn't. Well, no, that's not true. There is good things about that. And because I was watching what they call Cruising as Crew, Lucy from the UK. She's on Virgin. I can't remember the ship she's on over in Europe right now. And she's saying she's at that point of what they call halfway through their contract, and it gets just monotonous. It's not that it's bad. You're like, who wouldn't want to be in the Mediterranean stuff? Like, it's just once you keep doing it the same thing over and over, it gets monotonous. So she said that happens a lot and stuff like that. And so, yeah, but you still get to see, a bunch of ports. All depends on how many times you change your contract to go from ship to ship and stuff. Oh, the old boy wants a supper. Yes, I'm going to get going. It's done. It's 2:00. I've been past my hour. So anyway, I'm at the bottom of the chat anyway. Thank you, Meg and Deb, for hanging out. And to use that watches the replay, I appreciate you watching the channel. Again, we're live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Hopefully my co-host Rob will be here next week, and I'm actually trying out some new stuff. I'm going to be using OBS instead of StreamYards I'm still going to use StreamYards, but it's going to allow me to use a much more visual effects and stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'm really want to grow this channel into things. There's going to be some other things, some activities and stuff. So just what you're seeing right now is not the full show. We're just building the show up over time. So please come back and check us out next Thursday. We're all about travel and inspiring others to get out and travel the world. But until next time, I want to say thank you all for coming, for all your love and support. Any of the links, if I said any of the links and stuff, they will be in the description below. And finally, remember, if we can do it, so can you. So have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.